Greetings, Manchester City fan. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news about our team, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about the citizens. Let's get straight to the point. Manchester City may undergo a major squad overhaul during this transfer window, and one of the players who could be leaving is midfielder Mato Kovacic. The Croatian, who joined the club from Chelsea, might not be part of Pep Guardiola's plans for the next season. After a campaign below expectations in 2024, the City board may make significant changes to the squad, and Kovacic is among the players who could leave the team. City faced difficulties throughout the season for several reasons, and injuries were one of the main problems. The absence of Rodri due to injury affected the team's midfield, and Oscar Bob's leg fracture at the start of the season was also a big blow, especially since he had come off an excellent preseason and could have been an important player for Guardiola. In addition to these physical issues that hindered the team's performance, there is also the need for squad restructuring. According to press reports, City could see up to 7 first-team players leave in the upcoming window. Among the potential players up for sale, Kovacic has already attracted the interest of Atletico Madrid. According to Team Talk, the Spanish club is eyeing the Croatian's signing and has already begun talks to facilitate the transfer. Kovacic has 2 more years left on his contract with City, but the club may see this as the ideal opportunity to sell him. The estimated value for his sale is around $25.2 million. If the transfer goes through, Kovacic could join the rival of his former club, Real Madrid. The midfielder has worn the Madrid shirt in the past, and a move to Atletico would attract significant attention. Although his season at City has been marked by ups and downs, he had good moments, even stepping in for Rodri when needed. Recently, Joško Gvardiol, his national and club teammate, praised the Croatian, highlighting his technical quality and importance in the squad. It's worth noting that Manchester City and Atletico Madrid have negotiated before. The most recent example was Julian Alvarez, who transferred to the Spanish club last summer for $80 million. If Atletico is really interested in Kovacic, another major deal between the two clubs could take place. Now, I want to know your opinion, fan. Should City sell Kovacic, or can he still be useful for Guardiola next season? Leave your opinion in the comments. The difficult season for Manchester City brought many challenges, but it also created space for some players to shine. One of those names is Rico Lewis, the young talent who has been earning more and more playing time in Guardiola's squad. City struggled with key absences throughout the season, and this directly impacted the team's performance. The absence of Rodri, for example, was a major problem, as the Spaniard had been one of the pillars of the team's midfield. Additionally, Kevin De Bruyne, Ederson, and Jack Grealish have been subject to speculation about potential departures next summer, which could indicate that a major squad overhaul is on the way. To try and minimize the damage and secure a top 4 spot in the Premier League, City made heavy investments in the last winter transfer window. The club spent $181.5 million to bring in reinforcements such as Omar Marish, Abdulkadir Kusanov, V. Rees, and Nico Gonzalez. However, even with these arrivals, some players from the existing squad began to stand out, and one of them is Rico Lewis. The 20-year-old defender has shown maturity and quality on the pitch, becoming a reliable option for Guardiola. His rise on the right flank led to João Cancelo being loaned to Bayern Munich, and he has been a regular presence in the team. In a recent press conference, Guardiola made a point of praising Lewis, highlighting his dedication and progress throughout the season. The coach pointed out that the young player has stayed available since pre-season without injuries, which shows his commitment and professionalism. The player's versatility has been one of his greatest strengths, as he can play in different roles on the pitch. Although he still has areas to improve, his resilience and ability to learn quickly have been very positive aspects. Guardiola emphasized that, although Lewis is still in the learning phase, he can already be considered a success in the squad. He's young, but he has already shown a lot of quality, said Guardiola. The challenges this season will only help him grow even more. Given this, the question is, does Rico Lewis have the potential to become one of the key players for Manchester City in the coming years? Can he be the definitive solution for the team's right-back position? Leave your opinion in the comments. And speaking of reinforcements and movements in the transfer market, the name of Luis Diaz has once again been speculated as a potential target for Manchester City. The Colombian winger has been one of Liverpool's standout players this season, but his future at Anfield remains uncertain. Diaz has been a key player for Arne Slot's team, performing in various attacking roles and standing out as one of the team's most important players. His versatility and ability to decide matches have made him a highly valued name in the market. However, despite his great form, Liverpool has yet to secure his long-term future. Contract negotiations are still unresolved, which has piqued the interest of top clubs across Europe. One of the clubs interested in the Colombian is Barcelona, which is monitoring the situation and may make an approach in the upcoming window. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, there is a real chance that Diaz could leave Liverpool in the summer. The journalist revealed that Manchester City has previously shown interest in the winger, but no negotiations progressed. Luis Diaz could leave Liverpool in this window, said Romano. Nothing is guaranteed, but this possibility exists. Saudi clubs tried to sign him, but he chose to stay out of respect for Liverpool. A year ago, Manchester City showed interest but didn't push the negotiations forward. Now Barcelona is keeping an eye on him, but the club's financial situation could make an agreement difficult. The Colombian's performances have caught attention, and his display against Newcastle was one of the highlights of the Premier League. Former player Danny Murphy praised Diaz's impact on the game, reinforcing his importance within the Reds squad. But for Liverpool, losing a player of this caliber could be a major issue, especially if he moves to a direct rival. If Manchester City decides to pursue the Colombian, it would not only strengthen Guardiola's squad, but also weaken a direct competitor in the title race. In addition to the speculations surrounding the future of Luis Diaz, Manchester City is also closely monitoring the transfer market to further strengthen their squad. With the difficulties the team has faced this season, moves in the upcoming summer window will be decisive for the club's future. The transfer window promises to be busy, and City knows they will need to make strategic adjustments to ensure the team remains competitive on all fronts. The current director of football at City, Hugo Viana, has a crucial mission ahead: to strengthen the team. The departure of some players and the arrival of new faces may be what the City needs to regain the stability and dominant form that characterized them in recent years. But who are the names on the club's priority list? Florian Wirtz of Bayer Leverkusen is one of the players who has been most prominently linked with Manchester City. The 20-year-old midfielder has impressed in the Bundesliga and in European competitions, with his technical ability and vision of the game standing out in every match. Wirtz would be an interesting addition to City's midfield, offering more creativity and dynamism to the team. City's plan would be to strengthen the midfield, which has struggled in the absence of Rodri, as previously mentioned. If Wirtz joins at the Etihad, he would provide more options for Pep Guardiola, who could count on a more versatile and technical player to add depth to the squad. However, as always in negotiations with top clubs, competition will be fierce. Bayern Munich, for example, is also keeping an eye on Wirtz, and his release clause could present a challenge for City. Nonetheless, Manchester City has the financial resources necessary to make a significant investment, and the arrival of a player like Wirtz could be a major acquisition for the team. In addition to Wirtz, City is also focusing on their defense, particularly the right-back position. The potential departure of Kyle Walker may open the door for a new right-back, and Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace has been identified as one of the club's main targets for that position. Munoz had an impressive season in the Premier League, scoring 5 goals and providing 5 assists, making him one of the most offensive fullbacks in the competition. His dynamic playing style has caught the attention of top clubs, and Manchester City is seriously considering his acquisition. The 28-year-old Colombian has stood out both defensively and offensively, and his arrival at the Etihad could have the same kind of impact that Kyle Walker had at the club. Even with competition from other big Premier League clubs, City is eyeing a potential transfer, as Munoz's release clause is around $25 million, making him an affordable option compared to other names in the market. If City manages to close the deal for Munoz, it would be an excellent move, considering the value of his release clause and the impact he could have on the team. Additionally, his offensive versatility could provide more options for Guardiola, who could deploy him both as a right back and in other attacking roles, depending on the team's need. Now, turning to the issue of potential departures, City will also need to deal with rumors involving some of their key players. Kevin De Bruyne, Ederson, and Jack Grealish are frequently linked with potential transfers, and their future at the club may be at stake. If these departures do occur, Manchester City will need to reinforce the squad with top-level players to maintain competitiveness on all fronts. In the meantime, other names could emerge as potential targets for City, with Pep Guardiola looking for players who can bring more balance to the team. The challenge will be to ensure continued success in the future, and for that, City needs to make smart investments in the transfer market. Returning to the potential addition of Luis Diaz, he would be an interesting addition to City's squad. The Colombian has proven himself to be a top-level player, with an impressive ability to create goal-scoring opportunities. His arrival at City would certainly strengthen the attacking line, which already includes players such as Erling Haaland and Jack Grealish. If Manchester City manages to sign Diaz, it could represent a significant change for the team. The arrival of the forward would add more depth to the squad and more options for Guardiola, who could use him in various attacking positions depending on the team's needs. At the same time, Liverpool would be weakened if they lost one of their most important players to a direct rival. Diaz is one of the Reds' most decisive players, and if he moves to Manchester City, it would certainly have a big impact not only on the Premier League, but also on European competitions. Either way, this summer's transfer market promises to be one of the busiest in recent years, and Manchester City has the necessary tools to make impactful moves. Activity in the market will be crucial in determining the future of the team, and the club's management must make strategic decisions to ensure City's dominance continues in the coming years. As Manchester City prepares for a busy summer, fans are wondering, what will be the club's priorities in the transfer window? Pep Guardiola has had a challenging season, and after some unexpected results, it's clear that adjustments need to be made to the squad. If City wants to return to the top, where their quality and consistency are expected, significant reinforcements will be required. In addition to Wirtz, Munoz, and Diaz, other names could emerge to fill the gaps in the team and bring the stability that City desperately needs. The truth is, with the constant pressure to maintain their prominent position, both in the Premier League and international competitions, Manchester City must be strategic and assertive. The team, which already boasts a quality squad, also needs more balance and depth to face any challenges that arise throughout the season. And this will be the task for the club's management, led by Hugo Viana, in the coming weeks. Another point that cannot be ignored is the financial situation of other clubs, especially Barcelona, which has been mentioned as a potential competitor for some of these signings. The Catalan club, with its financial difficulties, may face obstacles in competing with City's financial power. This could place Manchester City in a favorable position to secure the best market options, as has been the case in the past with other successful negotiations. Despite the financial challenges faced by clubs like Barcelona, City continues to demonstrate its strength in the transfer market, ready to spend to ensure the continued success of their team. The expectation for new signings is high, especially because Guardiola wants a balanced team capable of fighting for all possible titles. However, for City to achieve its goals, it will take more than just high-profile signing. Pep Guardiola will need to extract the best from his current squad and find solutions to the problems that have arisen this season. Injury management, the recovery of key players, and maintaining a good competitive rhythm will be determining factors in ensuring the team stays focused on its goals. Rico Lewis, as mentioned earlier, is one of the players who has stood out positively, and his development reflects the opportunities Guardiola has given to the club's young talents. However, The Catalan manager also knows that the experience and quality of established players are essential to keeping the team competitive, especially in a season full of challenges. This balance between youth and experience will be crucial for Manchester City in the near future. Guardiola has the talent to get the best out of his players, but the need for more reinforcements is obvious, especially in areas where the team does not have adequate replacements for some of its key players. The development of players like Lewis can be complemented by strategic signings that further strengthen the team's structure. Manchester City, with its vast financial power, has all the tools to dominate the transfer market. However, the real question is, will the club make the right decisions to ensure long-term success? The future of Kovacic, the potential arrival of Diaz, and the possible signing of Munoz could be just the beginning of a busy summer at the Etihad. And the question for you, City fan, is, which of these transfers would you like to see happen? Could the arrival of Diaz give City the boost needed to return to being the dominant team in the Premier League? Or would signings like Munoz and Wirtz be more advantageous for the team's structure? I know you have a strong opinion on this, so be sure to share it in the comments below. With all the movement in the market, Manchester City is preparing for a new phase. What is clear is that the club is not settling for anything less than success. Every decision, every signing, every sale will be made to ensure City maintains its status as one of the strongest teams in Europe. But the work is just beginning. In addition to transfer matters, there is also the management of the squad and the building of a winning mentality. Success in the Premier League and ambitions in the Champions League require more than just good players. They require team unity, a committed manager, and a group willing to fight until the last minute. So as Manchester City looks to the future, it will be interesting to see how the choices made in the transfer window will shape the club's destiny. All eyes are on the Etihad, and as always, the City fans are eagerly awaiting what's to come. Now, fan, tell me your opinion. Do you think City needs more reinforcements in attack, midfield, or defense? Or perhaps you have other suggestions for players who could further strengthen the team? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about what's coming. See you next time.